You're locked into Hits 92.3. The views, stories, and opinions shared on this program belong solely to the host and their guests. They do not represent the views of Hits 92.3 Radio, management, staff, partners, advertisers, parent companies, or affiliates. And if you don't know what any of that means, listener discretion is advised. Now sit back, turn up your volumes, and enjoy the content from one of the greatest, dopest radio personalities to ever touch this microphone in 3, 2, 1. All right. You are tuned into She Unfiltered radio show. And of course, y'all already know we have a great show lined up for you today. We are going to be talking about the childrens. The kids, are they talking to you? Are they keeping everything to themselves? Do they feel comfortable confiding in their parents? Do you remember when you was a kid? Why don't your teen talk to you? All right, so we'll be right back. She Unfiltered radio show.
She She unfiltered, turning up the heat. Midday vibes, got that 12 to beat. For the grown women, on bold and free. Mothers, wives, and entrepreneurs, that's the key. Over 40, but still on the rise. We got ambition, we got fire in our eyes. From empty nesters to dreamers, making moves. We walk through life, breaking all the rules. We got wisdom, that's sexy, no drama here. Transparent and real, let's make it clear. We're all in this together, no shame, no disguise. Honest conversations, we're never telling lies. Wisdom is sexy, transparency is power. We got strength that can last for hours. From healing to hustle, we've come so far. We're shining like diamonds, we're raising the bar. She unfiltered, we take on the world. Don't know every women, every flag unfurled. We speak the truth, no fear, no doubt. It's 92.3, we're what it's all about. 12 to 2, you know where to be. Tune in for the vibe, you'll feel so free. Yeah, we're living life, we're making it right. In the city with ambition in sight. Coast with love, we got a vibe that's true. Over 40 and we're starting a new single. Dating, but loving our lives. Within each other, we continue to thrive. No matter the face, no matter the way. We're showing the world that life's a display. Wisdom is sexy, transparency is power. We got strength that can last for hours. From healing to hustle, we've come so far. We're shining like diamonds, we're raising the bar. She unfiltered, we take on the world. I'm by our women and every flag unfurled. We speak the truth, no fear, no doubt. It's 92.3, we're what it's all about. 12 to 2, you know where to be. Tune in for the vibe, you'll feel so free. No shame, no perfection to prove. We're all real women in our own group. From the 40s and beyond.
Hello, we are back and we are starting off with a moment with Angie. Y'all know I usually be playing around, but today was interesting.
Okay.
I commented on a post that was on Instagram about a Caucasian woman that was driving a Lyft and she had 2 black men in the back seat. The title said "Black Men Rage Bait Racist Lyft Driver," but there was no part in the story that showed her being racist. It just showed them, help us. She won't let us out of the car, and she's like looking actually disheveled, like, what? Get out of my car. She's telling them to get out. They're not getting out.
Okay.
So I commented and I said, why would they do that to her? Like, that girl looks physically afraid. So they went under the comment. They was like, you coon. They do it to us all the time. You taking up for her. You need a massa. you part of the problem. They went on me in the comments.
Oh, wow.
But I'm holding my own.
Uh-huh.
I still have my own. But I just thought, like, why would grown black men do that to a white woman, because it was a black woman and 2 white men. There would have been an uproar. Why they do this to her? But because it's a white woman, we're not supposed to say that, because I just see a woman. I don't see a color. I see a woman that looks like she's about to have a panic attack because there's 2 black dudes in the back rage baiting her.
So the video started with them yelling, help, help, help.
Yes, and she's on the phone trying to talk into customer service like, hey, they won't get out my car. And they're in the back saying, she won't open the door. She locked us in. They done locked the door.
Okay, wait a minute. So she's saying get out. They saying she won't let us out.
Yes. And the lady on the phone was like, you can't lock them in your car. She's like, I'm not locked. I'm trying to get them out. And
oh, wow.
But they don't show the part where she was racist.
Do you wonder if it was like clickbait? Like they were trying to go viral?
They said, if you think that they were just doing that for click, something's wrong with you. I'm like, but
I don't know what to
think.
Yeah, I don't know what to think.
And they're like, well, they do it to us. Why are you protecting a white woman? I'm like, I'm protecting a woman. That was my daughter, and she was in the car with 2 grown men doing that. That's crazy.
Oh my gosh.
You gotta see the video.
Yeah, I gotta see the video. Dang, I wish we had it to post it.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how to respond to that. I don't know.
I'm just not a headliner. I'm not gonna read the headline and go with that. I need to follow up to make sure, it's true. So I went looking. There was no part where she was racist. It was just them antagonizing her in the back seat.
But then the flip side, you don't know if she was crazy and really locked them in there, so you don't know.
Girl, they were playing after they ran out after she called. They started laughing.
Oh, see, yeah, that wasn't her being racist. I mean, if they showed the rest of that, then how could anybody say that was racist?
Because
people don't really watch
the whole thing.
They look at the titles. A lot of times people look at the titles and they don't really watch and see what the issue is.
Exactly.
It was another video that I saw. It was a Hispanic lady. She was older. She had to be, I don't know, just the way she carried herself and had a little lump in her back. She had to be like 60 something, 70 something. And it was a tall black guy, and they were fighting over a bag on the train. So she's like, it's mine, it's mine. And he's like, what are you talking about? This is my bag. And so they got off the train because she pulled him off. He didn't want to hurt her. So he's going with the bag. Wherever the bag is going, he's going. Yeah. He's like, I'm not letting go of this bag because it's my bag. Right. And she's like, somebody help. He's taking my bag. White guy comes up, like, let go of the bag. He's like, I'm not letting the bag go. The bag is mine. Yeah. White guy punches the guy. And he's like, just wait. He was like, I'm trying to explain. Like, he was like, I don't want to have to fight you, but I'm also not trying to let go of this bag. Right. And so the white guy was like, he didn't hit him again. But he stood close to the situation. Sure. So everybody was like, so the bottom line was the bag was the guy's bag. She was confused. She has a bag similar to that. And she thought that was her bag. I don't care. Go to jail, because she was clawing his arm. She was trying to bite him. She was doing all that. So I don't care about your age. But if it was anybody, not beat her up, she should have went to jail for that. That was attention.
She could have been.
I don't know. But then, so the reason I brought that up is because everybody got mad and said the white guy need to go to jail too. I don't think so. I think he was trying to protect the old lady. Yeah. Once he realized like he might be telling the truth, he backed off. But he didn't leave the situation. He stayed close to it.
Have to back off.
He could have kept going, or he could have just been like, okay, well, I'm about to go mind my business. So I was like, this is what we be talking about. If he wouldn't have stepped in, we would have been like, we're unprotected. Men don't help us. They just watched the old lady get her bag snatched. Yeah. So once he tried to defend, people were like, send him to jail too. That should have been a hate crime, this, that, and the third, because he was white hitting on a black guy for the Hispanic girl. And then they felt like this Hispanic was trying to take advantage. That the black guy was trying to steal from the Hispanic woman. So it was just the black guy was the bad guy. Big misunderstanding. I was like, she should go to jail. And the white guy should let him have his fair fate. Like, now we're going to put this bag down. I'm about to get my lit back. Like, you ain't got to go to jail, but you did hit me. I got to hit you back. That's how I saw that.
But people do stuff for likes these days.
They do.
Know what's true and what's not.
Yeah, I don't know. That particular, I don't know. Well, if you said at the end, they ran out laughing, then obviously they was
clickbait. Sarcastic as they was yelling, help us, please help us.
So yeah, I don't get why people were saying you were
because they didn't
a coon and all that stuff.
Was white.
Yeah,
and they probably did not watch the whole thing.
They didn't watch the whole thing.
Today's society, we look for whatever is hot. Mm-hmm. We don't look for facts. We look for what is hot.
That's it right there. That's probably why they made the whole thing in the first place. Aw,
See?
they was getting on you, friend.
Girl, I be holding my own. Don't worry about it. These at-home typers ain't got no life.
Right. Now that's what it be for real. What else? What else? You said you had one more.
Oh, and the dating. So you know I have to tell you about the dating.
Uh-huh.
I have learned that sometimes you need to leave folks where they at and leave them there. Don't ever go back.
Amen. Amen.
Ever
Amen.
go back.
Yeah.
And I ain't ever going back.
What happened?
Words.
What happened,
You
friend?
know, that's my motto.
I think I'm a trigger for men that don't know anything but toxic. Because when you're not toxic, it's a problem. When you do things healthy, you don't argue, you don't do this, they find something to argue about. I be like, making me think, what the fuck is you talking about? Oh. I'm to the point now where I'm so like, I promise you, I don't be having a clue. I be trying to run back. I be like, what? This dude literally told me to leave him alone. Like, leave me alone. Like in his bout of anger, he told me leave him alone. I said, you need help. I walked up to him like, you need help. You are too grown to be acting like this.
Yeah,
leave
leave
like,
him where they
get out
at.
of my face. Okay. All right. So the whole way back, I drove and I bumped Ken the man all the way back, and I rapped every word for word.
Ken be
So
going hard.
to let him know exactly I'm talking about you.
Because Ken goes hard, baby.
Oh my God.
I was in there. He over there like this. Yeah, I'm
He
talking
didn't
to
know
you.
he could say because he in your car.
He in
He's
my
stuck.
Go and call Uber. I'll let you out right here on the side
Oh
of this
my
road.
God. Not you gonna let him out.
You gotta go, buddy. You're wasting my
That
time.
is hilarious.
Yeah, but yeah, I just sometimes you gotta leave people.
You do. You do.
You know, that's my motto though. Like, I will give people fair chance. I will try. And I'm not the person that leaves on the first, go.
Okay.
Mhm.
But baby, once I'm gone,
Mhm.
It's a wrap.
it's a wrap.
Mhm.
No going back. Period.
Once I'm gone,
Mhm.
no, it's nothing you can do to get me back. Once I'm gone.
Because
She
it
said
takes
she
a
out
lot
the
for you to
door.
Because it
walk.
takes a lot for me to walk away. Like
Mhm.
I don't just wake up one day and say, "Oh, I'm out." You know what I'm saying? Like I really try to work for any relationship that I'm in.
Mhm.
So, no.
I wish I could do that on the first go. Be like, yep, I'm done. People swear I'd be like that because I get to a point where I stop complaining. If I complain more than 2-3 times, I'm like, okay, eventually I'm going to be mentally checked out. And then once I'm checked out,
That's it.
Yeah, once I'm mentally checked out.
yeah,
it's a wrap.
eventually I'm out the door. And then they're like, you ain't give me no warning. I gave you a warning a year ago. I wasn't going to keep. What am I going to keep stressing myself out for? I'm just
That's
making
how
my
people get to
exit
looking old
plan.
and stuff. They be out here
Mhm.
stressed, baby.
Yes. So, all right, we're gonna take a break and then we'll be right back with our topic of the day. Again, we're talking about them childrens today. We'll be right back. She Unfiltered Radio. Hey, the secret's out. Hits 92.3 is now accepting submissions for brand new shows. That's right, you could become a radio personality right here on Hits 92.3, the real definition of internet radio. You don't have experience? That's okay. You don't live in Georgia? That's okay. You don't know what to do now? Now that's not okay. But your girl is here to help you out. Email us today at hits923newshow@gmail.com and tell us about your potential show with Hits. Again, that email address is hits923newshow@gmail.com. Don't be last. The slots are filling fast.
Just the way you like it. I don't need no space. I put it all in your face. Just the way you like it. scared.
Dun! Today's topic is on the table. The glasses are poured, and it's time to spill some truth. This is Pour Truth on She Unfiltered. Whatever you're sipping on, wine, mocktail, tea, juice, matcha, water, go ahead and pour it up. And if you want to see us live in studio, head over to Hits 92.3's YouTube channel, click live, and click on She Unfiltered Radio Show and watch it go down. When you get there, jump in the comments and tell us what's in your glass. And if the topic hits close to home, you already know what to do. Call us up, 404-254-4347. Again, that telephone number. Come on now. Once you fill your glass, write down this number, 404-254-4347. Now go fill the glass because it's time to spill some truth. All right. We are back. She Unfiltered Radio Show. And look, it could be a funny, whatever topic of the day, but I wanted to switch gears into a different form of relationship, and it is relationship with our children. So the question of the day is, why doesn't your teen talk to you? Does your child want to hold things in, or are they open to have any type of discussion with you? We can just ask in here, and then we can make it more of a broad conversation. So for me personally, I have a son and a daughter. My daughter is 18. My son is 23. And they have always been open and honest about sometimes a little too much. Shout out to Stone Mountain High School yesterday. I was able to talk to the juniors and the seniors, and they were even comfortable opening up. And I was like, sometimes y'all just be a little too open. They were. Okay. And so I don't want to put my own kids' personal business out, but certain things that kids are typically afraid to talk to their parents about, my kids are not. And I'm going into like virginity loss, sexuality, just conflicts they have with teachers, me, friends, anything. My kids are open to talk about everything. And I think I set that tone when they were young, because I remember when I was their age, and I always wanted to make sure when I became a parent that I don't forget when they were 12, when they were 15, when they were 18. And that's why they're able to have conversations. And I don't make it to be like, it's the end of the world, or you're a horrible person, or you're going to go to jail, or you're going to go to hell. So they're able to have conversations. I let them talk without judgment, no matter what I'm thinking in my mind. And we figure it out from there in their age range, instead of my 40 plus thoughts of what they should do. I think about how I would have handled it if I was their age versus a grown woman's perspective of how they should handle it. So that's how I go with them.
So I feel like with the twins, I've always been an open book with them. Hard conversations, I've always had them with the twins, but I just have it to them, like you said, on their level. So like even when they were, I'm gonna use like when they were 7 and we were going through like life changes, I literally set them down and was like, hey, this is what's happening. And it doesn't look like this anymore. This is what it's going to be. Do you have any questions? And I've always left the floor open for them to ask me questions. And like my son, he might not ask me the questions right then. He likes to process it first. And then he might come back a day or two later. But I'm still open to have those conversations with him. But it's nothing that they can't talk to me about, because like I really don't care. Because I would rather them be able to come talk to me than to go talk to anybody else. I remember my daughter, she's in middle school, and I took her out of, just a little back history. They wanted to go play sports for a specific county. So I took them out of charter school to merge them into that county to kind of get them used to being in public school, because they hadn't been in public school all their life.
Gotcha.
So when we did that, it was different. Like things were different for, coming from charter to public. And all I did for them was I just, sat down and had the conversation. So like they come to me and tell me everybody else's business and ask me, like how, and my daughter be like, but mom, she'd be like, I ain't doing that. Like all her little, like all the little girls, how they boy crazy. She not, but she come talk to me about these things, and I have real life conversations with her. I mean, I might have had a conversation with her, like, this girl right here was boy crazy. We was in school, and look how they still treat her. And I show her on social media, like, look how they still treat her on social media. She was boy crazy back then. So I just like being able to be open and honest with them and allowing them to come ask me anything, because I never want to have the kids where they're in a bind or they're in a dilemma and they're scared to call me. Don't be scared to call me. We're going to work through it together. I don't care what it is. We're going to work through it together.
like that?
Mine is kind of different. My son is 23. My daughters are 13 and 12. With my son, it's totally different. He was an introvert. He ain't had no friends. He never brought friends home, never asked to go nowhere. He just liked to be in his books and at home on game.
Mm-hmm.
So I never had no issues with him. But when he did go to college, he got smoked weed. It was like midnight, and I get a phone call. I'm like, why you calling me this late? He was like, Mom, I think I'm high. And he went to a frat party. Some white boys, and he said I didn't want to say no, so I did it, but he was like, I don't know what to do now. I cried because I'm like, and I was dating somebody at the time, and he was like, after we hung up, he was like, that's respect. Your son called you.
Yeah, he called you.
In that moment, he was like, man, I'm gonna tell you something. That's good parenting, because he could have called anybody he wanted when he called you. I was just so emotional because I was like, for one, I was scared because that's my baby, but at the other time, I'm like, he called me. Like I always talked about this, and he's doing what I wanted him to do. But my girls, I don't know if they tell me the truth or not. I honestly think they be lying, and I'm not the type of parent to believe my kid when they come tell me something. I gotta know. I like to know detail because I know you. You're my child. I'm not finna believe everything you say because I know you lie. So when I get to and that's why I be like, when they tell me something, like, is you talking about you or you talking about somebody else? Let's just keep it up. But we had to have that conversation, and now they're a little bit more. Yeah, they come to me a little bit more because they see my track kids come to me, and I think they get a little jealous now because my track kid got my number, and they'll call and say, "Coach Angie, what you do?" So now they coming on a little bit more. But it was rough, and it's still rough because they like.
What was funny for me is like when like even my bonus daughter and my daughter, when they come into the room, they be like, "Well, what had happened was."
What had happened was.
Like, Lord,
you heard him. Right. What had happened was about to be some
bull. So like, what is going on? And I be like, Lord have mercy. Or when I pick them up and they get to running, they run to the car and like, let me see what's happening.
Yeah.
Like, oh, God, what happened?
So with y'all having two daughters, do you feel like one comes to you more than the other, or do you feel like one has not necessarily jealousy, but feel like you favor one over the other in a sense of not favoritism of a child, but communication skills, like will come to you, or you feel like you can be more honest with one versus the other, or you just have a better communication relationship?
I think with my biological daughter, I'm a little more open because I've had her since birth and she really came from me. So like with my bonus daughter, I'm kind of more cautious, but I'm still open with her, just in like a different form. Right.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Like me and Julia gonna talk about anything, like or whatever. But then on a different spectrum, Tamia come to me and talk about anything. But then I kind of watch how I deliver certain things, because I'm like, ooh, I don't want to deliver it like that. Let me talk to your mama and your daddy first before I deliver it like that. You know what I'm saying? Even though they don't care, because like they
just
really,
out of respect,
they trust my parenting, so they don't care. But I still, even when I talk, like if I talk to her about something specific, I go to both of her parents and I'm like, hey, this is what I talked about with, you know, like, and they're not gonna tell her, but you know, like, go tell it.
My oldest comes more than the youngest. Okay. She's 13, so she's more into her looks, and she wasn't always like that. She used to be like,
She getting older.
Here like,
you know, I got a 13-year-old baby.
It's that teen.
What?
Teen, preteen, into teenage.
The switch hit. It just hit. So it's like skincare.
Yes.
Yep.
What happened with this lip liner thing that we got going on?
No lip liner.
I said, what do we? She was like, can I try it? I'm like, what are we doing?
Oh, my daughter been wearing makeup since she was like 12, not 12. She was like 14, doing her own full blown beat. Since she was like 13, 14.
Like Julia doesn't like makeup, but she like colored lip gloss.
Okay.
And she tried the brown lip liner. I don't think she like it. She just trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
I said, baby, I'm over this already.
And that's probably another reason why my kids are Sunshine. No, my kids are very free spirited. My daughter, when she was in elementary, middle school, she used to be tacky as hell going to school because I used to let her dress herself. Now, if we're going like it's picture day or it's something major going on, then yeah, of course I'll dress her. But outside of that, girl, she did my nails one time and I had nail polish all over this part of my hands. All day I was on social media like, look, my daughter did my nails. I just let them be themselves, but you know, in a respectful, legal, not trying to let you kill yourself type of way. But My kids have always been able to express themselves since they were little, because I want them to figure out who they are as a
Right,
person.
not who I am.
Like exactly.
I agree with that.
Um.
Yes,
Mhm.
ma'am.
For the ladies with the older boys. So my son is just now getting into that real teen boy era. He's 15 now. The personality is starting to be kind of sulky and withdrawn and quiet. He still shows me love and he has his own little quiet humor or whatnot. But for the most part, he just doesn't want. He doesn't want to do anything. He just kind of wanting to sit there.
Mhm.
So do I force like the event that you get that I went to? I really wanted to take him. I asked him 3 different times and he just didn't want to go. And because it was a job, I didn't have it in me to force him because I have to be at work. So
Yeah.
I can't focus on you
Yeah.
or whatever. I gotta focus on work. But if it would have been a different situation, I feel like I might have tried to force him to go with me, right? How do you guys deal with that? Do you wait? Do you just leave them alone and let them be in their space and wait for them to come back to you? Do you force them?
How old
Like
is he?
what do I do?
15.
Yes, he just turned 15 in January and my daughter is 11. So by contrast, I can't fart without her smelling.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I let mine just. I didn't want to force him to do anything, especially if I know he had no interest in it. I didn't want to force him because then it's like he just there.
Talk to them.
He just there to be there. So I just
There to be
kind
there.
of waited for him to come to me, and that wasn't until, like I said, he got out of college. That's
Okay.
when everything I thought I was teaching him didn't work, and I'm actually showing that it did work.
Yeah.
It just wasn't on my timing. But let them be them. They'll come out when they want to.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like my son is 13. And I mean, I could see the change. Like when it was just me, him, and his sister. He was under me a lot. Like I felt like too much because I'm like, okay, wait, you need like some testosterone or whatever.
Mhm.
Right. But now that we're a blended family and it's more of us in the house, he's more so under his older brother and his bonus dad a lot. Like they, like they do those extra activities. So he don't really want to do, like certain things with me. And I'm okay with that. Like sometimes he might come in and be like, oh, Mom, let's go to lunch. And he'll treat me to lunch. Yeah, girl.
You did say, I remember you talking about that last year.
But outside of that, I don't really force it because I feel like if I force it, then it's gonna become like a chore versus something that he wants to do. Because like they'll come around. Then also look at what dynamic has changed in the year or 2 years.
Yeah.
And kids cope with things in a different manner. And I had to learn that. Like my kids cope with things in like a completely different manner. But once I allowed them to just be them and do it on their own and come when they felt like it, it was way different.
Yeah.
So
I think for me, both of mine are introverts. Kamora's an introvert, Tay's an introvert. I met them where they were. So when I did the morning show, I had a segment called, what was it, Kamora's Corner, where I didn't understand that girl at all. Like me and Kamora was not the mother-daughter duo. Like she was so weird to me. She was so different. And so I just had to get into the music that she was listening to. So to get us to be closer, I made a segment on my show of the music. So I'm like introducing her music to everybody else. Cause I'm like, I know y'all ain't never heard this either. So I started to do the same thing with my son. He's a movie buffer. He loves movies. So I had to find movies that we both enjoyed. Whether I liked it or not, I was going to watch it so that we would have time together. So I would say that if you have a child that's very introvert, if they want to be bothered and it doesn't feel like a force, meet them where they are. If they like playing the video games, you can hate the video game. Find a way to love the video game. If they like, for instance, they like, I don't know, playing football outside, find a way to get involved with them with football outside. So whatever it is that they love to do, find a way to find a love for that so that y'all have something to at least have a communication, a conversation about.
And it's funny
if you're not
said
doing
that
it.
because I remember when we moved. Imagine me with long nails outside throwing the football. Girl, I broke so many nails, but I had to do it, like to kind of meet them, like you said. Where they are.
Meet them where they are.
Everybody different.
If they like to sit around and read books, I'm going to find a book to read and I'm going to sit quietly and read my book while they sitting there reading their book and they feel like talking about it. Or maybe we reading the same book. Yeah. What did you think about that part of the book? Right. Find whatever it is they love and find a way to be involved in whatever it is they love.
The craziest part is I like to tell parents all the time, there's no manual to being a parent. It's all trial and error.
Oh.
So like what works for her babies, my babies may not work for yours, and vice versa. It's kind of like we have to just pay attention as parents to what our kids like, what they don't like, the pros, the cons, and how we can guide them and just move forward. Because at the end of the day, we writing our own journey, and every kid is not going to be parented the same. So just because you have 2 kids doesn't mean you're going to be able to parent them the exact same.
Exactly.
So like it's a forever learning journey.
Yep.
And you got to watch too, because I've been noticing that there's a lot of stuff on TikTok. And I get why people want to ban TikTok. I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't mind it because there's stuff on TikTok that we as parents need to know.
Really?
It's trends on TikTok that they cut themselves.
Oh,
Yes, it's cutting
they cut
trends.
suicide.
I didn't even
stuff
know
like
that.
Yeah, and they want to try it out to see how it feels.
Oh my
And dude, it's
gosh.
Crazy.
It's so much stuff
What?
on TikTok, you would be blown away. And I went on. The only reason I went on there because I was like, somebody else got to be going through what I'm going through. with
Oh my
daughters. And I
gosh.
was like, moms of teenage girls on TikTok. And when all that stuff came up, it's what made me kind of start paying more attention to mine.
Yeah.
Watching that phone, looking what they're doing in there a lot more because you never
You don't know.
what's going. They having sex, you don't even know
Don't
it.
even know
You
it.
don't
So
even
you
know
gotta
it.
have those tough conversations whether you want to have them
Yeah.
or not. But you gotta watch these kids. I'm telling you, the
Teach-
internet is horrible, and I'm glad I wasn't growing up.
Me either.
Man,
That's the problem, though.
My mama probably would have hung me if I was growing up in these days.
What?
it's so
Internet is
different.
crazy. Internet
It's so different. Shout out to Pijo. He said he trying to still trying to figure out Minecraft with his son.
Gotta watch that too.
You
Look,
gotta look.
Wait.
You gotta get into it in some kind
That
of
was
way.
me. I remember during COVID, my son, he stayed on that PS4.
Mhm.
PS4 then. Y'all, the boy had me playing. I don't even know what the game was, but my name was Griselda Blanca.
you was Grand Theft Auto stealing
Girl,
cars.
I was like, what am I doing here? I was like, I don't know what's going on.
Look, when I started with my daughter, because that was another thing, she was a gamer. Girl, I started decorating the houses. She's like, "Mommy, like this ain't even part of the game. Like, why are you so focused on the house?" That's all I used to do. Is like, I want to drive this car. The house has to be a glass house. She like, you focusing on the wrong
I was
stuff.
just driving and running people over.
See?
Because I
But
didn't
that's
know.
what they like.
Yeah.
I didn't know what else to do. So I had to meet them kind of where they are. Luckily, my daughter just, she took it to this beauty. So she likes to do hair and all those things.
Uh-huh.
But I'm like, well, my son, what I'm supposed to do?
Girl, they on Roblox listening to H-Town. And they be on there, doing the little thing. I'm like, wait a minute.
Angie,
What game is this?
why I was listening to a song in the car the other day, right? It was, I can't remember the name of the song, but it was old. It was
How
one
you
of
know
our
it?
songs.
How you know
They
that
talking about
song?
how you know that song. It's a TikTok song. I said, no,
No,
baby.
that was exactly.
I
That's
said,
from
no,
our
baby. I'm an
generation.
80s baby. This our song.
Baby, they bumping the 90s on Roblox. Y'all,
They
hey,
are.
y'all better
It's
check y'all kids'
hilarious.
Roblox. They
They
listen to
bumping.
H-Town. Man, can love it till it's all
The break of dawn.
But wait, speaking of Roblox, though, I did not know that on Roblox they have things where like you set up families and homes, and they
Yes.
be really doing the do.
Yes, they do. That's why they
What
got
game is that?
Roblox.
Oh,
They make their own
I know
life.
what game.
They
What
make
game is that one?
own
No,
life.
they make their own life.
Oh wow.
I'm like, yo, this-
Fan of my peers. I've told, is that AI? I told have a few females telling me that they said that I don't know what I'm talking about because I don't have kids. What part? We said a lot. Which part? I know because he might have been put that up. I don't know. Tell us what you're talking about.
He might be talking about them games and how you gotta watch them.
You
Oh,
do.
okay.
Like,
Yeah.
you really like Roblox.
Watch
is
it. I
really
did
one
not
of
know it was
games-
like that.
Yes, like Roblox is really one of those, like you
Mm.
have to actually take your child's phone and then
Okay,
you know-
somebody said Roblox is like Sims.
Yes,
Yes.
it is.
Okay.
But then another thing with these iPhones and these Androids and things, they have it where you can have like kids can have hidden compartments.
Yes.
Like
Oh,
secret
Lord.
You can buy it.
compartments
That's why they be wanting them
on their
cards, so you
phone,
can
and
buy
I'm
this
like,
stuff.
what is going? Yeah, it's too much.
Thank God.
They got me on there too. The mamas, they be having y'all on there talking about y'all. The mama be in there with a messed up wig on, and it's like a real. It's like a real life. It's like the life they want
What?
is in this.
Fantasy life.
Fantasy
God
life.
dog. That's crazy.
I'm telling you, they done lost their love virginity on in the humping.
All right, so I got a couple of questions. You know, I like to have questions. One question is, are you parenting from love or parenting from how you were raised?
Oh,
I'm doing both.
Both.
so I feel like I'm doing both, but I'm pushing more towards love because I don't feel. Okay. So I was trying to, speak politically.
Yeah.
I feel like I was raised off survival.
Okay.
I don't really feel like I was raised off of love. Like I can't say that I had days where, like my mom would come and be like, oh my God, I love you. Like I never got I love you just for a random. But I feel like that was their generation.
Yeah.
Or whatever. So for me with raising my kids, I make sure that they always know, that I look like I tell them multiple times. Sometimes they probably get tired of me telling them or whatever, but like I always make sure that they know that because I never want that to be a question. So I feel like I parent them more off of love than survival, how I was raised.
Yeah.
Like
Shout out to Rico. He was talking about meeting kids where they are. So he said he tell females that all the time, and they say that he doesn't know what he's talking about because he doesn't have kids. But you don't have to have kids in order to give good advice.
You know what though? I just
because they're people.
So I think I wouldn't want advice from nobody that don't have no children.
Really?
No, I'm like, because they don't
I'm
know.
a female that's like a kid, so my man, he got a grown kid with me. So
I feel like in what he's speaking on, and I could be wrong, but people can look from the outside looking in.
Yeah, they might have nieces and nephews.
Just because you don't have kids don't mean that you don't know, like what it takes to raise kids. You can be brought up around kids. Like before I had the twins, I didn't have biological kids, but I had two goddaughters. Like I had siblings. I helped my mom raise my siblings. I said my kids because that's why I treat them like.
Yeah.
From the time I was 8 up through now. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So like I didn't have my own biological children, but I helped my mom raise 3 girls. Yeah. So in that sense, I still had more parenting advice than a lot of parents. My kid's older sister, like she's I think 13 or 14 years older than them. I would when she was 13, 14, I would trust her more with my infant than I would an adult. Yeah. So I just don't think just because you don't have kids doesn't mean that you can't give the advice. I think you shouldn't overstep your boundaries.
That part.
There's a difference between being able to give advice and being able to overstep your
What would be overstepping a boundary?
The Pain show, House of Pain. When Laura don't have no kids and she gave that little boy the phone, said she think he should have the phone.
That's
both
the
parents said you shouldn't have the phone, and she was like, "Well, I wanted to give it to him, and I'm the co-parent." That's overstepping.
That's overstepping.
Yeah. Ooh. And then I really don't feel like if me and my child are having a discussion and me and you are dating and you're there in the midst of the discussion, don't jump in. Wait for this to be done and then talk to me separately. Because I remember put my business out there a little bit when we got ready to move in together. Me and Dallas, when we got ready to move in together with like all the kids. He was like, your parenting, he was like, I love the way you parent the kids. He was like, but I feel like if you try this approach with your son, it will go a little better. 100% better. Like when I tell you it went like 100% better. So that piece of advice was actually good for me and my child. So I just feel like,
but not in front of him.
Not in front. He never did it in front of him, like at all. He just pulled me to the side and he told me like he felt like this was what would be like better. And we do the same because like he has girls. He don't know how to really parent girls. So like with the 2 daughters, I might suggest something to him and he'd be like, okay, and he'll do it. It works. It's more so of having a partner to kind of like help you. Yeah. So just because they don't have the actual child doesn't mean that they can't be a vital.
That part.
Yeah. That part. Can I say something about how you said about what kind of parenting you choose?
What's up?
So I honestly think from my standpoint, I choose parenting from the place of who I felt I was or what I was missing as a child. So like I was raised off of that struggle or that survivor mode, right? So like me going down to Florida and whatever it took to get down there, right? I had the parent that I'm at work, I can't make it. You know what I mean? Or just the fact that my daughter is in cheerleading, or that she went from the feeder school of the elementary school to the junior high school, and my son is in the high school. He did that. Those are the things that as a child I would have really wanted. So it shows in my parenting. Yeah. And because I'm on the outside, let me ask one more question. You guys were saying meet the kids where they are, right? Okay. I get that part. What about when it's your personality and they don't necessarily have one yet, right? So hear me out. With my son, he doesn't have any real outside interest yet, right? He's really kind of just only the video game. There's nothing else. But then you have somebody like me who I like going to museums. I like being outside. I like doing things. should I not try to get him to do those things and put so that I open him up to new stuff?
Let me
Or
ask you this. What does he like to do on the game?
Yeah.
Like, what game does he play?
it's him and his friends, and I honestly, you know what? As
Meet
you
him where he
ask
at.
more and I dive deeper into it, I honestly cannot tell you. I know that they're on
Yeah.
Discord.
So then, so think about this. Yeah. So
I know that he's
so
on
is
Discord.
Is it Madden? Is it
No.
Is it 2K?
No.
Okay, so whatever. So then, how about this? Instead of just taking him solo somewhere, try him and one friend and see how that dynamic works. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So that way, it's just not you and him doing
Mhm.
something. He's like, "Oh, mom, I'm bored." If he takes a friend along with him, somebody he's already used to playing with, then that can be an unknown buffer.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I would
also-
still say, meet him where that's still you trying to make him meet you where you are.
Right.
That's not you going out. You love museums. You love this stuff.
right.
That's still you wanting to introduce him to stuff. That's not where he is.
Right.
So I won't even say take him and his friends. Scratch all those ideas right now. Meet him where he is. If he likes video games, figure out the video games, build that bond. Then, hey, what you think about going to the museum? Do it that
Also
way.
add,
Yeah.
too, that if you say he's on that game with his friends, my son was saying, wait, that's where they bond at.
Yeah,
That's
he
where
probably
they-
not want to be
They
outside.
don't want to
That's
go
why-
outside.
Yeah,
they
that's
like
why I
to be.
Yeah.
They like to be on that game, but that's still them. That's still him having a relationship. But some of them kids aren't. They don't want to be outside.
But that's
They,
why I asked
or they
what
got
he play.
tournaments. They got tournaments
That's
different
why I said,
places.
what does he play on there? Because like my son is a football fanatic.
Mhm.
So they stay on the game all the time playing football. But now what I've learned is with him being in middle school, like 8th grade, now oh mom, can we go to the park? So he don't want to be with me, but he do want to get outside the house. Like he want to go to the park with his friends and play football.
Gotcha.
So that's why I'm saying
Yeah.
see what he's playing on the game, because whatever he's playing on the game, I know you're saying meet him where he is or whatever, but like whatever he's playing on the game, sometimes they can translate off of the game into real life.
Yeah, with each
And
other.
it's still something that he likes to do, and you're
Mhm.
still taking a person that he's of interest in being with. So it's still kind of like meeting him where he is, but not always being in the game, because I don't want my kids in front of the TV in the game all day.
And I got some on that. My son,
Yeah.
he didn't.
So I
I
pull
tried
off.
that to take him because he did play football. And yeah, signed his ass up for football, and that was the most embarrassing thing I ever did in my life. That was no more.
You
because it
jumped
did not-
from A to
Wait,
Z.
no, it
You
didn't
went
translate
far.
into him. That nigga didn't want to sweat. He didn't want to do. He was like,
My son did the same. He quit after
No,
tryout.
I asked him. I said, "Do you want to play?" We did the park stuff. No, we went. From
Oh,
toss. We did-
okay.
I wanted to throw him out there without doing
Gotcha.
that. And he was like,
I was
he
about to
didn't-
say too.
he didn't like it.
Because I was gonna say, because see, what I was gonna say is you signed him up. I ain't necessarily say sign him up. So like, if he like to play, that was a lot because football.
Right, he
high.
played on the game and
So
then
that's the
she
thing. It's
that
like,
part that junk
I-
expensive.
You seen my close friends. It's high. But anyway, if he-
Oh, keep that up. Keep that
Yeah.
comment up. I got
if
some
he
on
likes
that.
to play football, right? So for me, would John like to play football? I got into football. So I know his favorite team is the New York Giants. So we would
Mhm.
talk stats together. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying? Like we would talk that. So now he's interested.
Mhm.
I got a jersey because he got a jersey. I really don't even like. I'm more of a
That
basketball.
part.
I really don't even like it. But then it went from him playing on the game and doing that to like us just throwing the ball outside, his friends throwing the ball outside. So he got the interest and he see, oh, my friends are outside throwing the ball. So him sweating and stuff, it doesn't bother him. So that's why I say see what they like on the
Yeah.
game and try to translate it somewhere else, because you don't always want them just sitting on the game anyway.
Right, you don't.
So like,
You don't.
Worked for me.
Like,
That wasn't even. It worked for
Or,
mine.
like I was saying, like there's places like I call it Nerville, and I love it because I be wanting to go to where they be dressed up in the costumes and all. Yeah, like they might have something in the games and stuff that
They
he
do.
plays. They probably have that kind of stuff out somewhere.
Gaming, and I will say this: that gaming went to IT, went to college 4
That-
years, graduated, got
that
a degree.
part.
Now he's in
That-
cybersecurity.
that
so
part.
that him
It
playing that
worked.
game,
Yeah,
it definitely
It
paid
paid
off.
off.
Right
But
now.
it's still, but it's still is other things outside of just sitting on the game.
Absolutely.
Because like there's gaming centers in like what Roswell.
Yeah,
Like,
there's
we go
plenty
to-
of things
we go
to
it
do.
with the kids all the time. It's like this big old warehouse that's set up with different games in it.
Yep.
And you run from room to room.
Yes.
Like literally, you run from room to room, and we go do it with the kids. We run from room to room.
I forgot
with
what
these
it's called.
kids.
I've been twice.
I can go look online because I got it in my things. They just sent me a coupon.
Yeah.
But it's like we just literally go from room to room, and it's all kind of activities. You be like, whoa,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like kid paradise.
It is. Okay, Rico said, okay, this goes back to the question because I didn't get a chance to answer it. So, are you parenting from love or how you was raised? I think I went too far to the left to not raise my kids how I was raised to a point of what he just said because I'm one of those. So, my mom was so strict. We used to call her, I don't know if y'all remember the movie back in the day, Mommy Dearest.
Yes.
Okay, we used to call my mama Mommy Dearest. She would die, but my disclaimer is we ain't mad at you, girl. We over all of that stuff when we were little. She used to work so much. She was a single. Let me give her background real quick, not to even go too deep into a whole thing, but it's gonna make sense. So my mom came to America when she was 14. She got married to my dad. He brought her from another country. My mom is Panamanian. She's from Panama. She came here not knowing any English. Married a guy in the army. My dad, I'm saying the guy. She met a guy in the army. They got married, brought her to the States by herself. Came here with no family, no friends. Keep in mind, she's 14. Y'all have, 14-year-olds? Imagine your kid right now, your daughter being married and moving to another country and not being able to speak the language that they speak in that country. So all she has is this man in a whole other country. Then they get married. They have 3 kids. They end up getting divorced and she got to figure out life herself. So it was like a baby trying to raise 3 babies. That's my disclaimer. This woman used to work so much because she was a single mom. It was like everything that could have went wrong in life, she had 3 girls to take it out on. She would come home and it could be a shirt on the floor. It could be a fork in the sink. She gonna take everything out the cabinets, put it in the sink. Y'all wash all of this. Take everything off the hangers in the room, throw it on the floor. Y'all clean all of this. So I got to a point when I got older that I'm not the most OCD cleanliest person. I could be clothes on my bed for weeks at a time. If I wash clothes, they're going to be in the hamper for weeks at a time, and I'm taking stuff out the hamper to wear for the day. When it comes to discipline with the kids, I didn't discipline them as much as I should have. And when it came to being there, like Sunshine said, her mom would be like, I have to work because I ran track. I don't think she's ever came to any of that. I was on a dance team. I think she came twice. So my kids have been in sports since they were 2-3 years old. And we made sure not to miss a single thing. So Rico said it's hard for him to date because women don't have authority. I think that's what he said. I'm trying to memorize what he said. I would have been one of those because I felt like because I came up with such a harsh and strict upbringing that anything that would have reminded me of how I was raised, I didn't want them to have any of that. I think my kids have probably gotten 2 or 3 whoopings in their entire life. And again, they're 18 and 23, but never been to jail. None of them are pregnant with any kids. They are respectable human beings. They hardly ever got suspended from school. No fights in school. I didn't catch my son with girls in the house or my daughter with boys. Good kids, but I felt like I could have been more strict. My daughter, goodness gracious. I'm like, if you get married, this man is gonna be like, I gotta live in a different house because beat this girl into cleaning up is crazy. But I didn't enforce that as much when she was younger.
I think with mine, it was more so of my mom was strict. You gotta think about it. I am a double PK. My dad's preacher. My mom married a preacher.
Yeah.
We were the butter knife kids, and when I say butter knife, you know how your sink, that grit. We had to take a butter knife and clean the grit. We had to clean in between the corn. It was
my mama.
It was a lot.
My mama.
I also, again, I told you my parents, they split when I was 8. I think they were divorced by the time I was 9. So I've been a second mom all my life. So I didn't have a childhood. I couldn't play sports.
Okay.
Because when it was time for me to play sports, I was picking kids up from school. That's why everybody oh my God, you've been licensed since you was 15. I've been licensed since 15. I've been driving since 13 because I was picking kids up. I was dropping my mom off at work and picking kids up from school. So that kind of stemmed me into after I had the twins, it was oh no, I'm not having no more kids. I'm not pushing no kids off on my babies.
Yeah, I always thought like that too.
Even with their sister, when she would come over, I always compensated her or ask her, is it okay? I want to go out to eat or something with their dad. I'm like, oh, is it okay if you come watch them? I never forced it because I was always forced to do that. Mm-hmm. So even now, when I was in my single parent phase, and people be like, well, why did you take off, for John to play football? Because I used to have to take off of work leave work by 2:30 because he had to be at practice at 4.
Mm-hmm.
But he had to be picked up to school by 2:45. So I do hair. If he has practice from 4:30 to 6, I can't go back to work. So that means I'm working from 8 to 2.
Sheesh. Yeah.
You know,
to make it
like,
work.
So I had to make, so like the
To
first
make it
year
work.
he played football, I was like $30,000 decrease in my salary.
Mm-hmm.
And people be like, well, why don't you just ask his sisters? I'm not putting my kids off on another soul because
Yep.
I laid down and had them. This was my choice. You know, like it was my choice. So I'm going to raise them. So I think like for me, that's why I said I raised them more off of love than survival because we were raised off survival.
Mm-hmm.
Like mom didn't have nothing else. So
Yeah.
I was picking kids up from school all the way through to the point where when I turned 18, I got ghosts, baby.
Yeah.
Baby, when I say got ghosts, I had been parenting 10 years.
Yeah.
Right.
And with something you said too when you was like, you don't remember your mom saying I love you. And I was like,
No.
the first time my mom that I remember, let me say that because she probably said it a couple times and I don't remember. The first time I ever remember my mom saying I love you, I was pushing out my son.
Oh, wow.
I was
So
20 years
P.
old when I first heard my mom say I love you.
So P-Joe said the cops in Mississippi were cool with you driving at 13. They would throw parents in the jail in Covington. Let me just say, yes, I am from Mississippi. One rule that my mom had was you stay under the speed limit and you drive with your seatbelt on. I didn't get my first traffic ticket until I was 21 years old.
Period.
I always drove very, very good because I had children in the car with me. So I literally, and at 15, I got my license. It was a hardship license in Mississippi. You get it when you are working. You just need somebody to vouch for you that you have a job. And my family owned plenty of businesses in Mississippi, so that's what we did. So it worked. It helped my mama raise 4 kids. My sisters never missed out on anything. My sisters went to all the sports. I got one sister. She was in everything. Mm-hmm. I would be pulling up to her middle school, picking her up from high school, and she, it is what it is. But I mean, they doing good now. I just never got that. So I try to give my kids that. I make whatever adjustments I need to make in my schedule to make sure that my kids are able to play all the sports and do all the things.
You know, my mom, she wasn't a great mom. She was there, but she wasn't the lovey-dovey type towards the children. Mm-hmm. But now, my mother, shout out to my mama.
Hey, mama.
Big D, what up, girl? I love you.
Big D.
Big D. But she overly loves now.
Good.
Overly loves. Mm-hmm. But I think it until you tell them how it made you feel, like I did. I didn't tell her I was like 30 something.
Yeah.
I wish you would have been like this.
Yeah.
And she was like, well, you know why you never said nothing? I didn't think I had to. But some women do need to be told how.
Because they didn't get it.
They didn't get it from me. And I watched my grandma overly love me. And I think that made my mom feel a certain type of way. And I think she makes up for it by being who she is now. She is everything I wanted her to be when I was a child. To me and my kids.
That's good.
And I love that for us. Because it wasn't always like that. But
I think my mom tried to step in financially to make up for her. Because I'd be like, when I first got married to Tori, we were so irresponsible. I would be like, we used to go to Walton's downtown and buy shoes every Friday. And I'd be like, we probably should save this money to pay rent. But I know my parents will give it to us. Yeah. And that's what we did. We would go shopping and then I ain't got enough to pay this $600 rent.
No.
But see, I think like for me, when it came to like my mom, her mom died when she was 13. So she didn't have, so like she didn't really have, nobody to kind of like, you trying to figure it out as you go on your own. And then to have me at like 21, 22, it's like she still was trying to figure out herself because of that part. You know what I'm saying? So like, I feel like that played a major input as well. So I don't know. That's why I say everybody gotta have grace because it's no book. It's no book to like raising kids, and it's kind of like
And you don't know
we didn't die. Like, did you die? Right. No, we here. We here. I am living the life that I have planned, and God has like guided it where I'm at. And when I say people, this is another thing. I'm just throwing this out there too. Forgive the other parent that wasn't around. Forgive the absent parent. Because unless your life just turned out to be trash, then you can blame whoever you want to blame. But I feel like by the time you turn 21, you make your own choices and your own decisions. You can't blame your parents no more.
You can't keep blaming them.
You cannot keep blaming them. Right. So I'm like, I have no bad blood towards my biological father. And I told him, we had a conversation once and he kept bringing up, he was like, I bet you mad at me about such and such. And then we'll be talking about something else. Like, yeah, I wasn't there. I was like, hey, if we gonna keep doing this, once you forgive yourself, then you come find me. Because I'm not trying to hear this. I'm not gonna make you feel good about you not being present. Right. But I don't want to keep talking about it. It's water under a bridge. My life is great. I'm probably thanking you for not being here because my life probably would have been different. But if we're gonna be around each other, I don't want to hear that. I don't want no sob story. Pick up today. What is today? The April 15th? We're going to pick up April 15, 2026. And whatever you do from this point on, that's what I would judge. Everything behind that is behind me.
I ain't forgiving mine.
You haven't forgiven?
I ain't gonna.
It's not easy. It's not always easy.
The reason I'm not, but I'm gonna just say this real quick. The reason I'm not because he let me and my brother go to the same school and never told us that we were related. We didn't find out we were related until we were in our 30s.
So let me say what mine is. Mine, again, he's an Army. He was in the Army and military, came home disability. And I'm just going to put it out. I hope my sisters don't be upset, but he was a crackhead. You're not your own. You don't have your own mind when you're, what's a better way to say it? Because it's a crackhead. You're a crackhead. I can't expect you to be a father when you're trying to get the next hit out here. You're not in your own right mind to be able to do anything. So how am I mad at you for not being a dad when you lost your mind? It's out there somewhere in the crack world. I would stop there.
But you know what?
But I have no issues.
When you was like, how your mom is now. So I remember telling my mom a couple of years ago, I'm like, matter of fact, not even a couple of years ago, last year. And I was like, you felt like you were spending all the time in the world with us, but it wasn't all the time in the world. We went to church Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Like we was always at church. So she felt like us being at church with her was her spending time. But I'm like, no.
Everybody in your face.
It was, no, but you were a minister. You were under all the organizations. So we were in church.
Right.
And you were pretty much with everyone. It wasn't just your kids. Like we didn't just get that specific time. And like even on Sundays, our house was, my mama could cook. Like my mama is the cook.
Yeah.
So on Sundays, the pastor coming to the house,
really?
the first lady, everybody. So we had
y'all was church for real.
Y'all was church for real.
We had Sunday dinner with pretty much all the everybody that was higher up in the church was at our house on Sunday. So that wasn't
That's
time.
Greenleaf.
That's not time. Yeah, that's not individual.
No,
for real.
No, for like.
So when you see that on TV, do you be like, dang, that was my childhood?
Yes, like we really, when I tell you, we really, you would have kids in the living room on the floor. You would have,
wow. So yeah, that's not individual time.
That wasn't individual
But they feel like because they were there, you saw them.
Present.
Yeah, I get it.
So, like for me,
I can see both sides.
Yeah, so I just had to, okay, so that's where you were coming from. This is where I come from. And like, we just got to, at this point, wash it under the bridge. And I feel like that's why as adults, we should really go to therapy because when you hold on to things like that, you're not hurting the other person. You hurting yourself.
You're hurting yourself.
Like you really are hurting yourself when you hold on to those things. So like at this day and age, I don't choose to hold on to nothing. Like anybody that did bad to me, anybody I feel like crossed me, anything, I just be like, okay, it is what it is. So like it's not stopping my present, and I live a great life.
Yeah, I finally got there.
Can I ask y'all a question?
I'm not even mad at that one person no more.
Thank God.
I'm so happy. Like I'm not mad at anybody anymore.
Can I ask y'all a question about being raised with your moms? Were you told by your mother that you were pretty?
No.
Now, yeah. Back
then no.
Okay, so I am told that now, but and I hope my mom and my sisters don't get mad at me saying this, but so I look like my father, right? So with me looking like my dad, that was a hurt for her. So for my childhood, it was always every time she got mad at my dad. Mind you, she ain't been with my dad since I was 8. So every time she got mad at my dad, it was like, "Oh, you look like that." Boo, 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 boo. And I'm like, "Oh my God!" Like, no.
Like, is this a bad thing, Mama?
So that was a problem for us growing up because it was like every time she had an issue with him or a problem, it was always. I felt like I was the child that was loved because my mama knew that I looked like my dad.
Dang.
I think for a lot of Black women, that is a consensus among us that unfortunately our mothers didn't pour into us about our beauty or whatnot. And it just, looking at how we are now, and how we are with our daughters, I always feel like that's that generational curse that's broken.
Amen.
Because I tell Zoe all the time how pretty she is, and I give her hugs
But
and
I got a
kisses.
question about that.
I can't
to
remember
piggyback.
hugging my mom and giving her kisses. But before I let you do it, I also like, I understand where you're coming from. And yes, I do look like my father, but I think the dark-skinned mom, light-skinned daughter played a big factor in my household as well.
Really?
My mom is dark.
Really?
My dad is, my mom is darker.
Because I
And my
remember my
dad
mom
is,
saying to me one time, like, I don't want you to have a big head like all the rest of them light-skinned girls. And I think because of that, having the quotation marks compliment, you have a dark-skinned girl's personality hits different, because it's like, oh, I got my mom's personality,
Right.
and that's what she was trying to put into me.
Wow.
Compared to having that, oh, you think you're cute, you're a light-skinned girl type deal. So I don't know, I was just curious as to if it was just a selective thing or if it was a communal.
Yeah, mine simply was just, I don't think it was intentional or unintentional. She just worked a lot. Like, even when I meet other Panamanians, the first thing they want to do is start speaking Spanish. I'm like, oh, no, I don't know any Spanish. And they're like, you don't know any? That's my mom's first language. When she came here, she wanted us to be as Americanized as possible. So I don't think she tried to go overboard in any type of direction. In middle school, high school, nobody would even know that my mom was Panamanian, because I don't look it. I didn't feel like trying to explain it. So I didn't talk about it. When we do those little tests and you put your background, if you're black, white, other, whatever, they didn't have like all the broken down Latina, all that stuff then. They had black, white, other, Alaskan, or whatever they had. I wasn't putting other because I didn't know other. So I would just put black. So I think with my mom, it was more so of, she just wanted us to be normal. So she never said we were ugly, but she never said we were pretty either.
I wonder though, how would that change how you feel about yourself if it came? Would it change? Would it have changed anything growing up if your mother told you was pretty every day? Would it
I
still,
always knew I was.
Anyway,
Yeah, I
yourself,
always knew I
so-
was. I always knew. And then I will say too, just to add on to that, my mom wasn't the lovey-dovey one, but my bonus dad was. He's been around since we were in second grade. My godfather has been around since I was in first grade. So I've always, and that's probably why I get the pick-me's sometimes when it comes to men, because I've always had a male figure in my life. And the loves and kisses and you're pretty and all that came from my bonus father.
So for me, no, I didn't get it from my mom, but like my granddad and my uncle John, shout out to my uncle. That's my rider right there. My uncle always told me, my uncle be like, Poupe, because he called me Poupe, and nobody else in America could ever call me that. He'd be like, Poupe, you just one gorgeous, like, girl.
Yeah.
And he's told me that from birth, so like my mom didn't have it, and again, I feel I understand why. But my grandfather and my uncle, they told me all the time.
See, them country, look, we country. That your uncles we hype you up. They were my biggest hype men. My uncles,
my uncle hype me up every time.
What a Rob, what a Del Ray.
Uncle,
I love y'all. Friend is here.
But then it's like then it's the crazy thing is like, not for nothing, I knew I was pretty. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like my mom knew that I was pretty. It's just that when you got a marriage that is ending and you and your ex don't get along, and every time you turn your head, you looking at his twin. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and as an adult now, and as an adult and as a divorcee, and like with kids and things, I understand that aspect of where she was coming from, because girl, what?
I'm gonna keep it a buck. I was toe up. It ain't nothing my mama could have told me to make me think that I was cute. I'm sorry. I'm being very transparent. There ain't nothing about me when I was little that said, "Oh,
you made me feel
she's
like
so
the
pretty."
bully. I'm trying not to laugh, but
laugh.
You could have said anything else.
Let me tell you something.
Like, why
everybody,
you say that of all?
Because everybody ain't appeasing to the face.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be 100% honest. I didn't like myself. I put myself into sports because that took me away from everything else. And I was so good at it because I didn't have, but people like me, not because of how I look, but because of my personality.
Yeah, me too.
I didn't make it through by being, oh, she's so cute. No, I was ugly as fuck. And I didn't think I was beautiful until after I got to college, and I because I wasn't into boys. I thought I should have been gay right now. I don't know.
You was like,
no, I wasn't into nobody until I got to college, and then that's when I finally started saying, know the girly side of me. But
Yeah.
my mama didn't tell me about bras and boobs and all this other stuff. Sorry, mama, but you didn't. And my
Mine neither,
confidence
girl.
was
Mine
low.
neither.
But joined the military, that definitely made me. That's when I got therapy the first time and
Okay.
realized where all my stuff came from.
But that's
Gotcha.
the
That makes
thing,
sense.
If people could listen to what we're saying,
Mhm.
therapy helps.
Mhm.
Yeah, therapy
in
helps.
so many different ways. It's not just for like I'm going through a breakup. I mean,
Mhm.
therapy
Mhm.
really helps people.
Absolutely.
Yep.
They see something
It
you don't
does.
see.
Yeah.
That's it right there.
But
Because I couldn't see nothing wrong with myself. And when I was like, I was a horrible person. I was a horrible wife.
It only helps when you're 100% honest.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like you can't go in there with, like
Mhm.
the fake
Exactly.
Because
Yeah.
I remember the first time I tried therapy. Girl, I tried therapy.
Can't tell you nothing.
I went in there, baby. I was just like, like, oh no, my marriage is fine. They're like, what you in therapy for? Like, like I'm going
Yeah.
through all the things.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, it's wonderful. I'm doing all the things. And I'm like, I just wasted a year of time
Mhm.
and
I'm telling
money.
you, I'm telling
Because I
you.
done lied to these people. I
Mhm.
said, let me regroup
Yeah.
and come back. And when I circle back, baby, I was on that doggone couch.
Yeah, it gets you to see other people's point of view, but
Yes.
that stuff really does help.
It
Don't be
does.
against therapy, y'all. Black people go to therapy. It
And
helps.
talk to your kids. Like
Yeah.
we all just said we had every single one of us. There's 4 women in here. Every single one of us said we didn't have a mother that told us that we were pretty. So if
Yeah.
you're listening right now, think about the last time you told your daughter she was beautiful, or told your son he was handsome or smart. Even if so, my bonus daughter and my 2 kids that I pushed out. So I have 3 kids. My bonus daughter, well, she's more of a goddaughter. It's my daughter's best friend. I claim her as my child because she lived under my roof. She is a straight A, honor roll, principals list kid. So my expectation was more for her than it was for my 2 because they ain't never made no dean's list. So I can't expect them to get A's and B's.
Right.
I expected her to uphold her A's and B's. So, I mean, all your kids are different. You can't love them the same, but you can speak life into every single one of them the same. Even with my child, I always make fun of my Gemini child. I still told that Gemini that she was beautiful, that she was smart, that she could be anything that she wanted to be in reason. I ain't one of them people that be like, you can fly to the moon if you want to, because I gotta be in reason. Yeah. But I always made sure that whether that made them uncomfortable or not, you would have thought somebody did something to my daughter the way that she doesn't like hugs. And somebody said one time, when a child feels uncomfortable being hugged, you might have to ask them questions like they may have been sexually touched. And I was like, that's not true. Some kids are just, they don't like that. I have 2 sisters that don't. Yeah. I have 2 sisters that don't like to be hugged. They don't like affection. And I'm the, hey, everybody, I'm that. So your kids are always different, but always, regardless of if they are the lovey-dovey type, be the lovey-dovey type of parent, because it might be something they're not saying, but they appreciate and they love.
And I also see that some kids get validation from other people and take heed to it than getting it from you. I can say, me and a coach can say the same thing, and they'll take it from that person versus the person that known you all your life, and you still you couldn't believe me when I told you.
Yeah,
that bothers me sometimes.
But that's just like, even
somebody told me it's because they feel like you're supposed to.
But
like you're the parent.
Yeah.
You're supposed to tell me I'm
supposed
pretty.
to.
I look like
Yeah.
you. You
That's
wouldn't
right.
tell me that I'm ugly.
That's right.
I'm supposed to.
But that's just kind of like, let's just say, Lil Baby tell people to do stuff in his songs all the time, right? Your parent can tell you the same thing.
Same thing.
And you going against the grain, right? Soon as Lil Baby said it's God.
Yep.
So that's what it is.
Yep.
Somebody outside of you.
Yeah.
It's somebody outside of you.
And you're
Exactly.
right though. You're supposed to feel that. You're supposed to think I'm beautiful. It don't mean that coming from you because I'm your child.
Yep.
I look like you.
Right. Tell me.
How dare you?
How dare you?
I tell my
But I don't think
this is how sometimes I compliment my daughter like, oh, I am beautiful, because this picture I can see I look like you, and if I look like you, then I'm beautiful as hell, because my daughter is like so pretty to me, and if people say we look alike, I'm like, oh, that's how I look. Cool, I take it. So yeah, I'm always, she be like, oh gosh, mommy, like calm down. Like stuff that she wear, yeah, she just be like, I give her a hug, she be like, oh. But now she initiates hugs not because she likes them, because she knows I do. So just keep doing it. until
they'll show it eventually.
Eventually, my son will give you 500. Like my son will hug you to leave, and if you say something else to him and you spark that conversation back up, he gonna hug you again before he leaves. So
Really?
my son is he's so sweet.
Yeah,
That's
my daughter is
if I'm crying, my daughter's gonna look at me like, you big wimp. My son gonna
My
be like,
son
Mom. But my son, he gonna rub my back. He gonna
My
sit
son gonna rub my
them
back
girls.
too. My daughter gonna look like your daughters.
So you guys cry in front of your children?
Yep.
yeah.
My kids knew when I was going through a divorce. I don't have friendships with my kids to where they can cuss in front of me and do whatever they want to do, but I never leave them in the dark with anything going on with me. I'd be like, hey, mommy's having a bad day. I went through a whole entire summer of wiping my tears before my daughter got off that bus, and it was stressful. I was like, you know what? She gonna go through this one day. She need to know what's going on. And I'm tired of doing this. I'm tired of like trying to get myself together because I know at 3:45 she about to be off that bus, and now I gotta be mommy like, hey. No, I don't feel like that today. I'm not in a great mood today. This is how mommy is feeling. Can I get some private time, or I need a little attention today? Can you come watch a movie with me?
Let me tell
I
you,
always make sure my kids know what's going on.
The twins went through the hardest time in life with me. By my side, like they would come to the door, bring me food. Like they went through the trenches with their mama. So even to this day, if I'm on the phone with them, they can tell if something is wrong with me. Like, so I'm not into hiding that from my kids, because like it's life happened and they were there to see it. And I don't want them to feel like they can't express themselves because they don't want the world to see it.
Exactly, because they never saw mommy cry, so I got to be strong. No, my mommy cried, so let me go to her. Maybe she knows what I'm going through, because I remember.
Like I never saw my mom cry.
Me either.
I've never seen my mom
seen my mom
Let me
cry.
tell you something. I went through a time, so like I'll never forget. The twins would want to do like so much, like that. Every time they came home, it was like, "Oh, can I do this?" I was like, "So, baby, we can't do that." So like they would get upset. Like they would get mad, like, why we can't do this and why we can't do that, but so-and-so and so-and-so could do it. I set them down on my bed one day and I said, this had to be like 2019 or something. I set them down in the bed and I said, hey, this is mommy's style seat. This is mommy's bank account. This is a list of the bills, right? They saw what style seat was. They saw what all my fees was. They saw what my bank account said, and they saw the doggone bills. My son looked at me after adding it up on his calculator on his phone. He said, Mommy, we haven't bought food yet. I said my point exactly. And we at what? 0.
I'm glad you did that, because
I said we're at 0, right? And
too.
mommy hasn't bought food yet. Mommy hasn't put gas in her car. Mommy hasn't paid for your field trip or anything. I said, so in order for mommy to put gas in the car, put food in your mouth, and for you to go on this field trip, something over here is not going to be paid. But I'm going to have to do it because guess what? We got to have those things. So when I sat down and I did that with them, I feel like now. We was just telling them the other day we was gonna buy them a specific type of sneaker, the whole family. My son came and he said, "Mommy, we don't need those because they too much." I said, "Baby, we okay, we got it.
We got it. We're good."
So I'm like, but I'm glad I had those hard conversations with them because nobody ever had those conversations with me. So imagine being in 9th grade and you want to play, you want to run track or you want to be on a dance team, and the answer is just no.
Exactly.
It wasn't like and I'm not saying that our parents owe us an explanation, but in certain instances, it's good to give your kids an explanation because they don't think that you're mean. If my mom would have sat down with me when I was in the 9th grade and said, hey, I'm making $15,000 a year and I have 4 kids to take care of, and this is all that I have, I would have understood it a lot more at that age versus at the age of 40.
Yep.
But would you have understood?
I really, no, I'm telling you, me being me, I would have. You want me to tell you how I know I would have? Because I remember times when I was a kid and my mom would cook like chicken and put it in the center of the table, right? Excuse me, y'all. And all my sisters would dive in and they would just like dive in and they would just eat. And I was sitting back watching and I'm like, y'all stop, mommy got to eat. So I know for a fact I would have understood because I understood that at a young age to know like, hey, mommy haven't eaten and we eating up all the food. You get what I'm saying? So I feel like we don't give our kids, we don't give them enough grace to say, oh, they're going to understand or make it to a way that they can understand. Like put it in their language so that they understand. But when you're just mean and you say no in a mean way, it makes them think like, well, so why you don't want to do it? Because I'm looking at it like, well, you go do everything at church you want to do. not knowing that you're doing this at church, but you're not necessarily paying for everything that you're doing at church. It's the perception.
Yep.
I
So
just
we have
don't
to be
think
more
these kids
open.
know where money come from. They act like they don't know where it come from, because even when you do tell them, hey, look, we ain't eating out this week, they still get an attitude because they ain't eating out. Even if you tell them, look, this is, I gotta pay this, I gotta pay that. It's still, you get hit with, you should have had some more money. So I don't get that appreciation. Like, baby, I
John
can't
and
give you
Juliet
that.
Take them to the best thing I can say with kids that are like that, because I know a child like that. Take them to Feed the Hungry. Go on a Saturday. I don't care if they like it or not. They'll have a new appreciation.
I want you to see these reactions from these children.
I'm telling
They've done it before.
They've been swapped in another house before.
But see,
I think it's no change.
But you know what? I feel like the difference for me and what worked with me and mine was I literally let them see the income and see what the bills were. So it wasn't no like, oh, you should make more money, because they see the hours that I work. Because like my kids were always with me, so they knew when I was at work and they saw my hours or whatever. So once they correlated your income with the bills, it was like completely different.
That's good.
I feel like that was. And I think nowadays we're too, like, we're so private. We don't want anybody in our business. But I feel like when it comes down to our kids, sometimes we have to just let them know, like, hey, it's not mommy being mean. And it's not mommy saying what she can and can't do because she doesn't want to. It's really like, I don't have it.
Yeah.
Entitlement is
entitlement is for real. So being at Stone Mountain High School yesterday, there was a mentorship program called Step Up. Shout out to them. And some of the kids that were there, we were having a conversation about something, and I was talking about my daughter, and I was like, I really, really wanted my daughter to come because she just graduated last year. I thought it would have been cool for her to come back and talk to seniors. And she's starting to do makeup now. So, she's going into her entrepreneurship journey. And she knew the ups and downs. So I was shocked that either one. Both of my kids want to be entrepreneurs. And I'm like, y'all saw how I struggled. Why on earth do y'all want to do that? They was like, but we also saw when it was good.
Exactly.
So my son is always chasing that. Mommy, you was getting up at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the afternoon every single day and just chilling and watching TV and doing what you wanted to do. He sees that part of it. So when I was there talking to them yesterday, one of the girls was like, I wish I could have these conversations with my mom. And I was like, why can't you? She just kept saying. She just kept shaking her head like, I can't talk to my mom about certain stuff that I want to talk about. Because she was like, she wants to be an educator. I was like, okay, so like you going to school? And she was like, I'm going to West Georgia Tech. And I was like, well, are you going to stay on campus? Like, what are you doing? She's like, I don't know yet. And I was like, what do your mom think she thinks you should do? She was like, I don't know. You ain't talked to your mama about it? She was like, no, she knows I want to go to school. I said, does she know that you got accepted? She was like, yeah. And I left it there. I wasn't going to try to dig no more because I didn't want to make her feel bad. But she literally was like, we talked for less than 10 minutes. And I knew more about her than her mom probably does. Oh, wow. And so I said that to say, regardless of if you're a great parent or not so great parent, some kids just don't feel comfortable talking to their actual parent. So maybe get a mentor for the kids. Yeah. Maybe put somebody in place that you trust, that even if they don't break your kids' trust, you know that they have your kids' best interest. Because if I'm close with somebody's kid and they feel that they can trust me, I'm not going to tell Ashley every detail of what me and her kids talked about. But I will be like, yeah, you might want to pay a little more closer attention. But I'm not going to say something that Ashley might feel like, well, I'm their mom. I need to talk to them about this. I've never had a kid that wasn't mine to be like they lost their virginity. But I wouldn't run out and tell that parent, your kid just lost their virginity. I would be like, you might want to go to the doctor, or I would say something along the lines of without breaking their trust, but also not breaking the parent's trust. Like I'm trying to take over for that parent. They have a right to know.
I had a friend, her child was skipping school a lot. I didn't want to come out and just say, oh, your child's skipping school. So I was like, oh, maybe you should take lunch at home at, like give them, like certain clues.
Yeah.
When I was skipping school, my mama knew I was skipping school, and she would keep track of my odometer. Like I've always had my own vehicle, but she kept track of my odometer. You know how many miles it takes.
Dang, mama wasn't playing. She still had to work, but she wasn't playing.
You know how many miles it takes for me to go from my house to the girls' school to my school, and then like the back, then to get home. If it was anything outside of that, we had to question.
My
mama found out.
Eggs.
Huh?
My mom used to count eggs.
She used to count eggs?
Yeah.
You used to love eggs?
Nah, I would be stupid.
You be.
I be cooking.
That's what I'm talking about.
So
I
she
leave
be
them
like,
eggs
ain't no way
alone.
you ate half a dozen eggs by yourself.
And you're like, how does she know I'm at home?
You got brothers and sisters?
At that time, no.
Okay.
And see, like I think for me, I had a Jeep Cherokee, and gas back then was like 89 cents a gallon.
Mm-hmm.
Mom be like, why am I filling your car up twice a week?
Because I'm outside.
Dana.
My mama found out, this is when micro braids first came out. I'm about to tell my age, but I don't care. I was in high school. I was in 10th grade, I think. Micro braids, they were invisible braids. That's what it was. I wanted some invisible braids. They were like so small, you couldn't even tell they were braids. Beg this woman for these braids. Meanwhile, I hadn't been to school in a while. My mom, again, she used to work long hours, so she would go to work before we would even get up to go to school, and she would come home after we should have already been home from school. So some days I didn't even get out to bed to even pretend like I needed to go to school because she was already gone. So me and my homegirl made a pact. We was like, you know what? We've been missing too many days. We going back to school. We done with this. The actual day I finally took my butt back to school, my mom came to my Spanish class and I seen her standing outside the hallway talking to my teacher. I was like, crap. And they looked at me and I'm like looking at them. I always came to school for my science class because my science teacher was my track coach. So I couldn't miss track. So I had to go to the science class. We went to the office the next day. I was a couple of days from being withdrawn from the school. That's how many days I missed. I missed like 37 days. I missed over a month straight.
Officers back then?
No, but they used to call. But the number, shout out to me and my Uncle Junior. My Uncle Junior and I shared a phone line. So they would always call my phone. And he would always answer like he was the dad.
But you want me to tell you what? So like for me, when I used to skip school, I would literally leave school with whoever I'm skipping with, right?
Mhm.
Like my crew. Because since I had the car, everybody was pretty much riding with me.
Mhm.
I'd be like, y'all, we got to stop by my house first because my dad lived in a different state. So his number is long distance. And back then, long distance when you had to pay.
Right.
We would go to the house. I would use my phone, call my dad and be like, Dad, I'm not at school. I'm ready to go to such and such house. Or we about to go do such and such. He'd be like, you need to be careful. So I felt like a parent knew where I was at. It just wasn't my custodial parent. Right?
Like he is a parent too. That's
He
my
is a
dad.
parent. He my dad. That's my blood. He on my birth certificate. He do.
I'm done.
That
But
was
yeah,
my logic.
we went way over with this topic,
I
but it was
know,
very
it's
much
good.
needed. So conclusion of this is you don't necessarily have to meet your kids where they are, but have some kind of bond with your kids where they can feel comfortable coming to you. Remember when you were a child. That's my number one thing. I'll probably put that at the top of the list of everything. Whatever it is that your kid brings to you, remember you were a child at one point and it wasn't the end of the world. Let them talk. To find out and try to understand where they're coming from before you jump down their throats. Do not give them a response as a 30-something, 40-something, 50-something year old parent. They ain't got there yet. They're not going to understand that. Well, when I was your age, I would have done that. Don't do that. Figure out what they can do within their frame of the situation and try to figure it out there. Don't go over the top with it. If you got to go in your room and take a drink, breathe in a bag, do that. But in front of them, always keep a poker face.
Yes.
Because if they don't feel comfortable talking to you, they're going to get advice from somebody else and it may not be the correct advice.
Yeah.
And if that doesn't work, get them a mentor. Get them somebody that you trust. And they don't necessarily have to tell you everything, but someone that your kids will feel comfortable talking to because kids need an outlet no matter what. So that's my conclusion of it all.
That was a good one.
Good conclusion. We good? All right, so we're going to take a break and then we are up with Let's Chat with Ashley Nicole.
Everybody out here talking about they want a new thing, a little thing. To the old flame calling saying, baby, we can work it out. What you talking about? Everybody out here talking about they trying to do things, yeah. To the old flame, call it saying, baby, we can work it out. What you talking about? I'm still in love, still in love, still in love. We can work it out. Maybe talk it out. Still in love, still in love, still in love, still in love. Trying to work it out. While they're walking out. Everybody tired of trying. Sick and tired of people lying. Got a morning, but the devil behind it. Take heed. I ain't thinking I was blinded. Thought if I bought them a diamond, that their love would be timeless, but they declined it. Crazy. People always knows it, trying to find out who you stroking. Wanna be noticed, cause they feelings hurt and broken, maybe. And that's how love can be stolen. Got them calling me in hope, leaving emojis. Got me giving brother roses. Take these. Everybody out here talking about they want a new thing, a new thing. To the old flame, calling saying, baby, we can work it out. What you talking about? Everybody out here talking about they trying to do things, trying new things, yeah. To the old flame, calling saying, baby, we can work it out. What you talking about? God, I'm still in love, still in love, still in love. We can work it out. Maybe talk it out. Still in love, still in love, still in love. Trying to work it out. While they're walking out. Everybody out here talking about they want a new thing, a new thing. To the old flame, calling saying, baby, we can work it out. What you talking about? To the old flame, calling saying, baby, we can work it out. What you talking about? To the old flame, calling saying, baby, we can work it out. What you talking about? I'm still in love, still in love, still in love. We can work it out. Maybe talk it out. Still in love, still in love, still in love. Trying to work it out while they walking out.
Healthy hair starts with hair rehab. Book expert hair services or shop our premium bundles. Soft, full, and always giving. Whether you need a new style or you need new hair, we got you. Visit us at hairrehabatl.com. Use code HITS923 for a special discount, and don't forget to follow us on social media at Hair Rehab ATL. The therapy session your hair will never forget.
Hey, this is your girl Ashley Nicole, and you're listening to Let's Chat with Ashley Nicole, where real conversations happen, no topic is off limits, and the truth always has a seat at this table. You can email me at letschatwithashleynicole@gmail.com. Tap in. Okay, we are back, and it is Let's Chat with Ashley Nicole. Y'all know I've been on this wedding kick lately.
Yes.
So I have really been deciphering through people talking about their weddings.
Mm-hmm.
So today's topic is hyphenating your last name. Don't start, Kels. So currently I'm in the process of planning my wedding. Overall, everything is going really well. My fiance and I have agreed on a prenup. That was a really big thing, but we are solid and we are aligned. However, I've been going back and forth with changing my last name. I built a lot under my current name, and it's part of my identity that I'm very proud of. At the same time, I do want to honor my marriage and my union. I'm considering hyphenating my name so I can keep both, but I'm not sure how that might come across to my partner.
I hyphenated mine with no issue.
For real?
Yeah.
I think when it comes to hyphenating your name, it depends on the couple. Mm-hmm. Because realistically, the Bible says you leave your parents, right? So like part of leaving your parents is removing their last name or removing your father's last name and taking on your spouse's last name.
Where does it say that at? Does it say you actually gotta have?
It doesn't
actually
say
gotta have his last
he
name.
It
his
doesn't say
parents'
that, but I
name.
mean, part of leaving is like what? So you want another man to take care of you solely, 100%, but you don't want to have his name only. You want to have your dad's name. Why do you need your dad's name?
I don't see what
If I
because
created
that's
my
legacy
legacy
What
in that
happened?
name?
Yeah, exactly.
So there's a lot of women who have become doctors, lawyers. They have accolades. They've done.
That's why I
things
said it's
in
a
their
relationship.
name.
That's why I said it depends on the couple. So like that's a good conversation to have with your partner, right? In that aspect. Like for me, I still have my married name because I don't want to change all my licenses and I don't want to go change all my bank accounts. I don't want to go change all my credit cards and my kids, right?
Yeah.
But getting married, I would remove his name with no problem and get the other one. So like when I got married, I removed my dad's name with no problem. I removed my dad's name within like 2 days because I just felt like I was getting married. I was marrying a man. And it's solely to take on his leg. At this point, it's a legacy that we're building together. I'm not building my dad's legacy anymore. My dad has already built his legacy.
Okay, so I got a question with that one, right?
I do too.
Me too.
What if the man that you with ain't got no legacy and your daddy do? So I give you a prime example. My daddy is a Holbert.
You gotta talk about it.
My daddy is a Holbert. In my daddy's lineage, he has 6 kids underneath him. Only one of us did not have his last name. He has his mom's last name, right? But underneath my daddy's lineage, we've got 1 kid that is on Broadway as a Holbert. We have 1 kid who is literally creating clothing and fashion that LeBron James has been found wearing in. That's a Holbert. My father is a mayor as a Holbert. That is my father's lineage, and I am doing everything that I'm doing, and now I'm a Frederick.
So I have a question. So are you?
And there's nothing on a Frederick line that holds the same value as what's going on as a but
Don't do that, y'all. Okay, so this is my thing, right? I feel like
I don't mean to cut y'all off, but y'all remember that part on Love and Basketball when he brought the girl in, and then when they left and the friends was sitting there quiet, and then when they left out, they was like, start laughing. That's how I feel right now.
I really wanted to look at the camera. And be like,
I was
we'll be back
trying not
in 2
to.
seconds.
Okay, I'm sorry. I hope you still got your train of thought.
Why?
Nothing.
Don't you explain that? We'll tell you.
Oh.
I understand that aspect, but at the same time, like you're a female. So when it comes to like that legacy, your children should have their father's legacy. So when you presumably get married, right? You're getting married, and with getting married, you guys are going to create your own family. You're going to create your own legacy. So your dad's legacy might be this. That's his pattern. That's not your husband's pattern. That's not your kid. Your kid can still say, oh, my grandfather is so-and-so and so-and-so, and he's a mayor. My uncle is still so-and-so and so-and-so, and he is a clothing designer that LeBron James wears his clothes. So it's not saying that your child won't be able to still carry that legacy. But when it comes to I think it's only right that you give the opportunity for your children to have just their father's legacy. And when you say you're getting married, you are technically saying, hey, I'm leaving behind this and we're walking together. So we're walking together, whether we're walking barefoot or whether we're walking with $1 million shoes on. Like when you're getting married, that's what you're saying. You're saying we are going to take this walk of life together down this road and create our own legacy.
But I don't think that well, what if you're older and you don't have children? If we ain't finna build a legacy together, if I'm 50, I done built my legacy.
That's why it's a conversation.
So I think every relationship is
conversation.
different, and it's gonna have different goals and different things. So I think it's just different for everybody.
Yeah. And a lot of men, honestly, like realistically, a lot of high value men not gonna even want to get married if you don't want to change your last name, because like, for what? Like
why?
Because like, why are you walking? So if you're walking into an event, right?
Just solo.
And they're going to introduce you. They want to introduce you as Mr. and Mrs. So and so and so and so. They don't want to introduce you with 2 separate last names.
But who gotta know? I gotta separate. If we
They
walking,
don't know.
They not. If we walking into somewhere and
Yeah.
but people act like they married now, and like some people, and they ain't
Yeah,
married.
indeed.
Like,
I just found that
Mrs.
out.
Smith. Wait, Mrs. Smith, you was the girlfriend, but you
they still
introducing yourself as
but they-
Mr. and Mr.
Last names is on
Mr. and
ID.
Mr.
Mr. and Mr.
Yeah, this is Atlanta. Shit.
So I got a question.
whole
I got a question to
Y'all
this.
done killed me.
That nut behind the engineering started it. Our
So
Facebook
look,
co-host.
I got a question because I get where both of y'all are coming from, and I'm on the fence of I would like to take my husband's last name, but I'm also a person that has 3 legal last names at this point, right? This dude, I'm sorry, he was trying to find me in the hospital, and he just kept throwing last names at them, and they're like, nope, that's not it, nope. And he called. He said, "What the hell is your last name?" I said, "I told you I've been divorced twice. I have 3 last names. So if I get married again, I'm trying to decide because I still got a last name that I need to change right now, and I don't want to say why I don't want to go back to my maiden last name, but I couldn't wait to get rid of the maiden last name for family reasons, that I won't disclose because it'll be offensive to people I'm close to." So I don't want to go back to my maiden name, but because I have a name that pretty much holds weight in my life, like my brand is Kels. My first name legally is Markel. I literally want to legally change my name to Kels Markel. If I remarry, I don't want to go away from my name,
So you,
but
no, it's not.
I don't mind hyphening Markel last name.
So okay, I can see that, and I see your reasoning, right?
Because I'm a hoarder of last names at this point.
Because like originally, like a couple of years ago, I thought about changing my name to Ashley Nicole. My
Mhm.
name was because guess what? On everything but my ID, it says everything that I go by says Ashley Nicole. But me personally, I just would take my husband's name. I just feel like that's right. I'm not gonna marry you if I feel like I don't want your last name.
Well, Will Smith married Jada, and she definitely hyphenated. He's definitely high value, but we gotta talk about her enemy.
Well, they weren't. I don't think they were then. I don't think he
Jada
was high
Pinkett
value then.
Will,
he?
he ain't never been high value. Will's been high value.
So in Jada,
Oh, I thought you saying he wasn't. I'm like,
no,
what?
no, but
That's
wait.
my favorite actor.
Yeah, again, that's why I said it's a case by case scenario.
Yeah.
So
It's a case by case.
So for that, she had a name as Jada Pinkett.
Yeah.
Her dad is not the reason that she necessarily kept the name. You know what I'm saying?
It was because she built it off that name.
She built her own name as Jada Pinkett.
That's how I would feel.
So that's why I said I can understand that. You built
Mhm.
your name as that. So like she
Mhm.
built her name as Jada Pinkett. But speaking towards what Sunshine said, Sunshine is speaking on what siblings and a dad built. She's not speaking on what she built with that last name. If she would have built something with that last name, then that's something specifically different. Everything she built has been built with her married last name because she's been married for so long.
Right.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
what I'm saying, I think what I really was trying to say is I would have preferred to have kept my last name and not went with the tradition.
So let me
Not
ask you
even-
I'm
this.
asking
Let me
you
ask
to
you
do
this. As you're progressing in your brand, and if for some reason you did get divorced for whatever reason, would you go back to Hobart?
Okay, so I've actually been thinking about this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right now, I believe that the only reason why I would keep Frederick is for the main reason why I wanted it in the first place. And that's because it brings me and my kids together as a unit. So when I go to the school and I'm going to go pick up my child, I have the same last name as them. I actually wanted, and again, we can talk about this to the day's end. Don't ever give a person an ultimatum. But one of my reasons within the, hey, we should get married ultimatum or whatever we call it, is that Boston Massacre marathon thing had just happened. And it was like, if we were all together at an event and a tragedy happened, y'all have the same last name. They will put y'all together. I'm the only one on the out. I'm the only one that's not a part of the team. I'm the only one that's not with the group. And so when it came to the kids, it felt like it had to be a unit so that I will always be put with my family. But on the legacy end of it, of what I'm trying to build, of who I am, I think I'm more like Kels or like Ashley. I would go towards Sunshine Rain.
Yeah, like
But I'm just
and I almost went back to I almost went back.
Kids is legal. I might be just Sunshine Rain.
Right. That's another thing that I was saying when you spoke on like the kids. So I know, like for me, with going to like my kids' schools and things, soon as I put my ID in, because like I'm always the parent that everybody at the school know. Soon as I put my ID in, they're like, "Oh, you John and Julia, what's going?" Like they automatically know. You know what I'm saying? Like who I am off my ID, not even necessarily just face card. You get what I'm saying? And I like that aspect of it. I like the aspect where you're not wondering if
who
I'm
I
a
am.
parent. Because like I know, like with my bonus daughter, when I go to like her parent teacher conference and stuff, her homeroom teachers know, like all her teachers know, but it's like the other parents, they're like, "Oh, you here for it?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm the mom," you know, or whatever. So that, and this is my first time ever having to deal with that particular aspect, because I've always had the kid with their, you know, like with we all have the same last name. So like when it comes to that aspect, I definitely like that particular unit or whatever. But I'm still team, if I like, because I'm not married to anybody that I don't want to create further.
Well, I can tell y'all right now, the last name don't make nothing.
No, at all.
Because I done had 3. So
Sunshine.
it still can make y'all a unit.
Well, if they're not,
I was gonna say too, I almost went back because again, I don't want to go back to my maiden last name. I almost went back to my ex-husband's last name, and he had no problems with that because those are my kids' last name. But he got into a serious relationship, and I was like, I wonder if they'll ever get married. Then I would feel like it made me think of I referenced
The
everything to
Ex-Wives
movies.
Club?
No,
That movie?
on The Game. When I always think about that whole scenario, like that's supposed to be my last name. So I was like, out of respect to whatever he decided in his future, I didn't want to go back to that last name because it sounds like you're still holding on. If y'all been divorced for like 10 years and then you decide to go back to that last name, like what are you still hanging on to that for? And it was literally for the kids and the fact that I didn't want to go back to my maiden name. But I didn't know that legally you can make up a last name. So once I learned that, the whole wanting his last name went out the window.
You ever heard of Meta World Peace?
But I literally wanted my name. I literally want Kels Markel. That sounds like a superstar.
Like the twins are going to 9th grade next year. So after,
Can I address what P-Joe is saying?
Yes.
So P-Joe is saying that you can't take that honor away from a man. You need to have that name change. Let me just say this: as historically, women are property. Historically, okay. So the name change is a man would come and he would say, "Hey, I want to take your daughter's hand in marriage." Her father would then give a dowry saying, "Okay, she is worth this amount. So to do that, you have to pay this amount." And you would give that to her father. He would then give you her hand in marriage and change your last name over like cattle. So you that's not an honor. There's never been an honor in a man and a woman getting a name change. This is literally cattle.
I don't understand how much
I
it
can
takes.
see- I
It
can
takes
see
a lot to
P-Joe.
change your name.
I can see P-Joe's face right now. It takes a lot to change.
It's a lot.
Your name.
It's a lot.
That's
Trust
why
me, I know.
That's why I said.
I done it 3 times.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I said.
I'm gonna change my name 4 times.
I ain't.
Well, I'm gonna do it again.
So for me to change my name for your legacy,
I'ma hyphen
make
it
it make
next time.
sense. That don't make sense to me. What benefit am I receiving from that legacy? You know what I'm
So
saying?
my thing isn't even if I take my husband's last name, it has absolutely nothing to do with the legacy, more so of a traditional mindset that I have when I marry somebody. That's all it is for me personally, is this man, and I know women, so it's hard to say because I still look at it to be an honor to be a wife, and some wives would probably stone me to death for even having that mentality because they're like, we can do what we want to do in life and we're independent, and like your whole life doesn't have to be being married to somebody or being a wife and all of that stuff. But I still hold like those types of traditional values to it, to where if a man, he could have chosen anybody, because unless you're about to propose to a man, no woman is getting married. when a woman gets married, it's that man's choice. Outside of you asking him to marry you or you putting a gun to his head, the man decides, I want you to be my wife. And then you just agree to it or you don't agree to it. So to me, it's like an honor that he chose you when he could have chosen anybody. Why not take his last name?
It's an honor that he chose you.
See, I know she was gonna say it that way, and I'm not meaning. I mean it in a traditional sense.
No, I get exactly what you're saying.
I don't.
But
That's why I was like, we are so independent now that me saying that I would get stoned to death by women.
no, I get exactly,
So will you
I
teach
get
your
exactly.
daughters to keep their name or to follow tradition? Because
I would teach my daughter to do whatever she's
I
most
wouldn't-
comfortable
I
with.
wouldn't teach my daughter to change her name or to not change her name. I would
Yeah.
teach my daughter to think for herself, but also communicate with her spouse
Mm-hmm.
to see what they can agree on. Because at the end of the day, you're going into a marriage is like it's a union.
Yeah.
And you're no longer two separate people. You're one. So you both need to come to some kind of agreement when it comes to that. For some men, they don't care. So like for this person, just have the conversation. You don't know what your spouse is going to think. Your spouse may be okay with you hyphenating. They may be okay with you keeping your name.
Yeah.
But it all boils down to a conversation, because at the end of the day, when you decide that you're getting married, you don't decide that, oh, I'm going to go in and think everything on my own. Like, you're coming together and you're making decisions as one.
I asked somebody recently, let's say I was graduating from college and I have a degree, and like, let's say my last name is Holbert and I have a family full of superstars. I'm just going to say superstars. And I have this college degree that I'm going to carry for the rest of my life. Or I get a doctorate and it's like my last name has to be on a plaque. I said, would you have a problem if I was in that position and I wanted to use my maiden last name? And they was like, oh, no. What do y'all think on that? And that's not necessarily like, you could be fully married, but you're getting a college degree and you get your plaque. Would you want your maiden name or your married
you want me
last
to tell
name?
You why I don't see a problem with that?
Why?
Because you talked to the person and y'all decided together that he wouldn't be offended if that was the issue. Now, ultimately, you're going to do what you want to do because we're all adults. But I feel like, again, it starts
having
with
conversations.
a conversation, because communication is key. You never, and like P-Jo said, we got to get away from saying me too. It's us. Because like when you decide, that's why a lot of people can't really be in a union or really can't, like have that, because we think of a me or an I. Me and I is out of the equation when you go into marriage. It's a us. It's a we. It's
a them. So they should do whatever works.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
them.
You gotta work what
Yep.
works for them.
Whatever works for
I
that
don't think anything is wrong, right or wrong. In
I don't
that
either.
relationship, because you do what you do for that relationship.
And if a woman wants to keep her last name, I would never even look down like, ooh, she kept her last name. It's just be like, okay, that's what their choice is. Yeah. Just my personal choice now. I'd never been the hyphenated or I always wanted to take the man's last name. But because of where I am now, like once I change this, but even so, if I get remarried, it's literally because it's something I want to do, not necessarily something I have to do. Because I don't have to remarry at all. Like I don't have any little kids. I don't need a roof over my head. I don't need a business. I don't need a green card. Like if I get married, it's simply because
It's something
I want to do. I have a really good friend. She just got married in her 50s. And I was like, what made you get married? She said her man never been married. She got married because that's what he wanted.
That's what I'm saying.
She was like, I was cool being a girlfriend, but he wanted a wife, so I gave him that.
The new thing, like with this generation, is people getting married, so like they can be taken care of. When you got your own and you can do whatever you want to do, and you can get up and you can take care of yourself and you can take care of your kids and you can take care of your home and everything else, you don't have to get married for those reasons.
Yeah.
You get married because it's something that, like you want to do, that you and that person. So with that being said, like just have a conversation. Just like it is what it is.
I got a question. Somebody asked this. What is the point of getting married if you're not procreating? Or you don't want to build a family?
To me, there is absolutely no point. It's all a want. That's why I said if I ever get married, it's absolute a want.
Because it's not
I don't need to do it. Yeah. I would literally in my life right now, I don't even need a boyfriend. I don't need a husband. I don't need anything. So going forward, it'll be simply because I'm just so happy This person made me so happy. I just want this to be my person.
Look what he just
Now
said.
let me say, I'm gonna add something to that, and then we'll get to that. I had this conversation with my sister yesterday. I said I could be engaged for years before I sit and be a girlfriend for years. I don't want to walk around going into year 2, year 3 as somebody's girlfriend. Like if we are not ready to get married, I am 1000% okay with going till we get to that place, but I have to be engaged. And that's not a force, and that's not a I ain't trying to throw no hints out there, but I am saying like right, I ain't throwing no message out there. I'm just saying I don't want to be a girlfriend for years, but I'm okay with not being married too.
Yeah, I still think like that's like you said, like that's just like a personal preference.
Okay, what did Pijo say? Who want to read it?
If she's keeping her last name, she's preparing for a possible divorce already. Why even get married then?
So what's a prenup for then? If you get a prenup, you sitting there putting together.
Yeah.
If you do
Protecting.
this, you're protecting yourself. So what's the difference? What's the difference?
But
That's
I think
very
If I
true.
love you, why do I need to change my name?
That part. Why
If
we
I
gotta
love
put-
you, if I show you love, if I'm willing to spend my life with you,
But that's the
if
same
the
as
line
marriage.
in the sand is me not changing my name, then you don't love me. Because if I
Now
have
that's
to
the way to
change
put
my
it, too.
name for you to be with me, and that if I refuse to change
Ooh,
my
this
name,
was a
you
good-
can't be with me, I don't think you ever really loved me, because it's a name, baby. You a rose by any name is still a rose and still just smell just as sweet, boo.
rose.
Well, I
Or
wouldn't say
whatever
it's just a
shake it
name.
up.
Well, I won't say it's just a name,
It's not
because
just
then
a
you could
name.
look at marriage as a whole like that. If a name
don't
is
think
just
it's
a
just
name,
a
then a
name.
marriage should just be a marriage too.
Yeah, I don't think it's just a name, but I do feel like it should be on those individuals.
Mhm.
You don't love him. Pijo, honey, don't get married, okay?
And you don't love him to change. I can see him over there just
Me too.
going.
That's why I
He
said I
said,
was reading
and
this,
you-
looking at Pijo face. I know,
And
his
you
face
don't
is-
love him to change your name, is what he
you
said.
do. You don't have to change your name to love somebody.
But you know what's crazy? I've seen where some men change their name for
Oh,
the woman.
men, would you change? It's a new
I've
day,
seen that.
baby.
No, like seriously,
Women are the breadwinners
because-
these days. You're
but
going
not only that,
50-50.
because again, that's why I say it's a conversation. Because I've seen where men change their name for their wife's name because their wives has, like a different legacy.
Yeah.
Oprah
But
Winfrey.
again, that's why you just sit down and you talk about, like, I feel like this. You can get through anything with a discussion.
With the conversation and
Everything is
understanding.
everything is a conversation.
Pijo, would you
Yeah.
take your woman's last name? Pijo?
Yeah, like everything is a conversation.
Let
Like,
me
sit down and
find
talk.
out.
Yeah, like if you were
Would
about
you
to marry
marry a man
Condoleezza Rice.
No,
Yeah, I don't.
I don't.
I don't want him
Would
saying
you-
I want
would
to
you
take your last name
I don't
because
want one that-
you got the brand. You the breadwinner.
that's
Ugh,
weird.
you're
That is
gay.
weird. Like if you come to me talk about you the first of all, before I started dating this person, I would cut you off if you came to me talking about some you big money
Right.
or something like oh mama.
Okay,
Big
big
mama.
money.
Big mama is different. Like that's like like
He said, "Hell nah."
but like you come to people
wouldn't.
talking about you big money.
Right.
You,
Must be nice.
Oh, must be nice. You got I'm not talking to you because that already showing me what your character.
He wants you to level him up.
No, he wants some panties. That too.
He wants your last
He
name.
wants to put on some panties.
Pijo
They-
Winfrey.
they-
Pijo said,
can see
"Pijo
that.
Winfrey."
I can see that. I can see that.
He said, "So Love said I have a distinguished last name." Now, I had to get used to my current last name. I did not like that last name, and I was like, I don't want to go to that last name, and I didn't for the first 2 years because I just did not like that last name. But that was when we got back together, we had our deal breakers and things that if we got back together, this has to change. That was the only thing he
Baby,
had.
we all heard about that.
I was like, crap. Oh, did you?
Baby, baby, that's what I'm saying.
I was
baby.
like,
no.
I was like, right, it's such a
That-
normal last name, but this one is not.
baby, we all heard about that. I'll talk about that off air.
Grant is a good last name. Hey, Bello. He said, I'm not changing my name. Men are like, I'm not changing my name. What if you was
Mello
marrying
changed his
Oprah and
name.
Oprah was like, well, I'm not getting married if y'all don't change y'all name to Winfrey.
That's Jay.
Mello or So Love, would y'all change it then? Pijo already said Pijo Winfrey.
So again, if you're not willing to change your name for me,
Oh.
but I'm not willing to change my name for
Yeah.
you, how
Why-
is it
why
any
won't you
different?
change?
How is it any different?
I'm playing devil's advocate because I would take a man.
So you saying if Beyonce Knowles said you could be my man, but
You gotta
you
go to
need
Knowles.
to be Pijo Knowles. You saying you would give up loving on Beyonce?
I ain't gonna
Jamel
hold you.
said maybe for
I ain't gonna
Oprah.
hold you though.
They said maybe for Oprah on my
I'm just
phone.
gonna say this. I ain't gonna hold you. If we out somewhere, if me and my homegirl out somewhere, and she with her husband, and she introduced me, and her husband got her last name, I'm gonna think he a punk. And you can say what you want to say.
I'm gonna think you a punk.
Like, I would rather y'all keep your own last names, and he'll be taking your last name.
Y'all be sharing each
'Cause I
other
be
panties.
Like, yeah, like, oh, okay. So who right first, front to back?
It's time to go.
You gotta have a cooler name. Oh, you gotta have a cooler name than him. That's what So Love said. Your name gotta be cooler than his.
Sunshine said it's time for us to go.
But you would is what you saying. If they have a cooler name, you would take it. Okay, so what's the let's back to the show. What is the conclusion for sis?
Oh, I had gave sister conclusion.
Oh, okay,
But
cool.
Anyway,
Reiterate.
We're gonna reiterate. The conclusion is have the conversation, do what works best for you guys. But I don't really see a problem with just, like dropping your name and, taking his. That's what I would do.
And they said keep your name, sis.
And then
keep your name, keep your coins.
So the right side of the table is saying, and the left side is saying, but no.
Right.
But that's it. That's all I have for today. I'm gonna find something else controversial to go over next week because guess what? I love this. Everybody was on a different
Everybody
page.
was on
Sunshine was like,
different.
well, wait, hold on. Let
Angie
me
was
just hear.
too.
And Angie was like,
Angie was ready to stone me. Honored.
What? She was like,
Baby, I'm the prize, nigga.
and she was like, and
We
they
both
already,
surprised.
and she was like,
Let
they
me-
already introducing themselves as. I said, oh, okay.
Let me
Angie,
add-
But
let
that's
me
true,
add
though. They do
something.
be doing that.
Let me to something to women real quick because yes, women are the prize. But if you are a prize, why would you want to be with a man that's not a prize? So I want a prize too. So yes, my man is a prize. Yes, it's an honor to marry this man. If I'm going, if Kels is going to marry somebody,
If Ashley gonna marry
you
somebody
got to
at
be
this
that
age,
nigga.
I'm definitely not choosing somebody that everybody can get.
Period. And I'm already having to deal with it. When I put this man out here, they gonna be all in his.
girl.
The
Been there, done that.
the minute I put a man out there, every woman is gonna be in his face. Because if Kels want him, it's got to be something special about this one. Because she don't want nobody. So I'm strategically trying to plan my life around this whole thing.
Ooh, child, we
I'll
ended the
live
show
under a
now.
rock forever. And that is the conclusion of She Unfiltered Radio, y'all.
Yes,
We
y'all.
talked about, what did we talk about? We started with some fake clickbaits that people were trying to get on my girl Angie, and you still got to tag us because we jumping in on that.
Right
They ain't finna jump my friend.
I want to go see this.
We talked about parenting, your styles of parenting. Do your kids feel comfortable talking to you? And we gave some tips on how to have a better relationship with your kids. And we ain't saying that we are experts because I ain't go to college for this. I do have a 18-year-old daughter and a 23-year-old son. So I have both sex. And they come to me. We all do. That's amazing. So my opinion is off of personal experience. It ain't nothing that I research. So don't go be like, I don't know what school she went to, blah, blah, blah. I'm just telling you how it worked in my household. So that's where mine came from. Let's chat with Ashley Nicole. Change your name, hyphen it, or keep it the same. So that is She Unfiltered Radio. We'll be back next Wednesday.
Bye.
Bye.
We can stay in Harlem or be bougie in Manhattan. Go to Magic Johnson's or just see whatever happens. Yeah, I'm a simple girl, I don't need anything. Rain or shine, I don't mind. Like Sinatra, baby, fly me to the moon. Take my heart into a rocket and just shoot it, baby, straight into the blue. I don't need no wings, 'cause tonight it's on you, baby, fly me to the moon. We can watch the sun drop, we can run the arcades barefoot